So my project was a commodity price analyzer. So the problem I was like wanting to solve was that like commodity prices are so
Excuse me,
unexpected.
I'd like to interrupt in between.
Yeah,
Could you share it in the full screen and begin again?
yeah. Okay, okay. Can I start now?
Yeah.
Okay. So my project is the commodity price analyzer that I used with the help of AI to analyze prices. So the challenge I wanted to solve was that commodity prices are so like irregular and volatile, and they're really difficult to track. It's very unexpected, and this creates like many challenges for individual investors as well as just household activities, which can prevent from making like smart, informed financial decisions. So the main three reasons, or like the three problems that would be covered by this tool would be price volatility, because unpredicted swings make planning nearly impossible. Complex tools, which would be existing analysis platforms, are too technical for average users. So, like if someone like in my family or just like a normal household was trying to find out like the price volatility, they wouldn't be able to do so as easily with like the high tech stuff already out there. And then the information gap, there's raw data that doesn't translate into actionable insights. So basically, like it gives you so much information, but it really doesn't like help you how like on like how it's affecting your problem. But with what I tried to do was like identify like at you can input why you want to find out the commodity price like analysis, and it'll give you advice on that if it's for investing purposes or any other reason. And then why this project matters is because commodities affect everything. They affect like groceries, investment portfolios for people really interested in stocks, and like just normal like commodity investments. And it's really important to understand trends because it'll allow for better financial decisions, and it can make you a smarter financial like advisor, or just be like better at like budgeting or just like any financial plan for yourself. And then market accessibility. So complex financial tools, like I said, they shouldn't just be for like people in economics or finance. It should be like everyone should have access to it, and the like information given should be interpreted in a way that even like the common person can understand. And then the strategic advantage would be that whether you're trying to plan investments or even just household budgets, like what's increasing in price, what's decreasing price, what you have to keep in mind for when you're like running paycheck to check. And then you get to like predict commodity trends, which provide crucial competitive edge in financial planning for your future. Okay, so the objectives is to simplify complexity. So like just the analysis, making it an easy to use platform. This has three input places where you can input your commodity, the reason you want to find out this information, and also like what term you want, if you want to know like the short term commodity analysis, medium term, or long term, depending on your specific need. And then customize the analysis. Like I said, you get to choose what commodity, the specific time you want it for, and obviously the purpose. So like if it's investment, business planning, household budgeting, and other reasons that could be personal to your situation. And then finally, delivering clarity. So you want to provide I want to be able to provide clear, actionable insights. So like in just plain language, because sometimes there's so many like there's so much jargon that's used when talking with financial like people or like websites that like the common person's not able to interpret it for themselves. So if someone's trying to do household budgeting, they just want something very simple and easy that they can understand and interpret. So how the solution works is it's an AI-powered analysis. So through the help of Google Gemini AI, it processes historical data, supply demand factors, market news, current and prior, and the sentiment analysis to generate a comprehensive prediction. So it'll be from the past, present, and maybe future too. It has tailored insights. So like I said, you can choose whether you want a short, medium, or long-term outlook, and like what horizon you want it for, and then also your specific needs. So like an analysis for a commodity used for investment for a medium term versus for like a business in like for businesses for a short term could be two very different things. Even if it's the same commodity, they have like they need different information. And then for clear, there's very clear results. It's simple, actionable language that like will help your decision making process. It has like specific labels, so like it'll give you historical data, it'll give you current prices, news, and everything upcoming. So the journey workflow, so this is how like we worked on the project. So we selected commodity type, investment purposes, and desired horizon time. And so this was all the inputs we wanted to include, everything we needed from the user in order to be able to give them the output they want. And then the AI processing. So being able to like tell like Gemini, creating a prompt in order for it to look for all that information depending on what specific input the user is like adding or like inputting. And then just a dynamic AI prompt would be like the main, a comprehensive like market analysis. And then results delivery will include like clear insights, risk assessments, and presented actionable recommendation for user specific situations. So like entering multiple different commodities and seeing if it's able to like provide the different reasons and like for investment for like for example I put a specific commodity wheat and then I also put Bitcoin in there and did it for short term and long term and I did it for investment purposes for personal investment and for business investment purposes and it gave me two very different comprehensive reports each suitable for both purposes. And then the technical architecture. So this is everything I used, or like was like to like create the whole thing. So obviously Google Gemini API was like the basis of the whole project. The power intelligent analysis with advanced AI capabilities for market prediction. So the like Gemini is what it's able to get all the data to create the comprehensive report. There's a Python backhand, which includes the program logic, the processing, and the API integration for a reliable process. And then Streamlit is the front end of it, so it's an interactive and a user-friendly interface that allows the complex analysis to be accessible to everyone, but it also has it in a very simple format without the like a lot of lines of code so that the user is able to clearly interpret the information. And then real world applications and impact, like I've said multiple times already, there's three main like ideas I was going for. So individual investment purposes, household budgeters, and business strategists. So like for example, individual investors, they can like track high impact commodities like gold, oil, wheat to optimize investment portfolios and timing decisions. This is separate from the stock market, but this also like because stock markets, there's so many sources like to look for different types of stocks, but there's not as many sources that are that simple for gold, wheat, oil, silver, and all those like specific like materialistic commodities that you can possibly invest in. There's also household budgeters, so you can monitor commodity prices affecting daily expenses, so like groceries, gas, utilities, and this can help with smarter budget planning. Like I said, if someone's living paycheck to paycheck or like in a very tight situation, or if someone's just learning how to budget and like straight out of college, this would be a great website for them as they can like predict like changes and like track like the effects of the commodity prices and how it'll impact them as an individual and their finances. And then finally, business strategists. So commodities are also inputs into like a lot of goods and services that are provided in businesses. So businesses can use this to monitor the input costs and the supply chain factors and to make like informed decisions about pricing, inventory, and growth strategies. So if there's like an increase in like supply or like a demand for a specific item and supply, like they would have to increase it, but they would also have to see like how the price is being affected and if they can like manage that in their business strategy. So the impact is basically just making commodity insights accessible. It democratizes financial planning and helps users all across segments to make more informed decisions for different purposes. And then, so for future development, I think ideas that I have would be like adding a live commodity price chart and market data APIs for up to the minute analysis and alerts. I think right now it's a very like it'll give you a very comprehensive report, but it's all just words, not much like pictures or like graphs. But oftentimes for visual learners, commodity price charts can be a lot more helpful than just simple words stated. And then they can also help with like business strategies, obviously, as it has a like, form of evidence. And then multi-commodity tracking, so expand to a comprehensive portfolio tracking across multiple commodities. So like for a business, they don't just need one commodity, they'll need specific like multiple inputs. So being able to track all of them at once and seeing the risk management and the correlation, like if the price of one commodity goes up, the price of the other commodity goes down, sort of thing, like substitute complements. And then finally, a mobile platform. I think right now, since like it would like making it more feasible for mobile, since it's we have our phones on us all the time for iOS and Android, so you can like check on the go and like notification. It'll give you notifications for changes. So these would be the three like main ideas for future development of the app. And that's pretty much it. So the commodity price analyzer is makes the market insights accessible and clear and also customizable for everyone from individual investors to household budgeters. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, that was a very detailed and a very good presentation of the idea. I could actually understand whatever you have built, and even if there was someone who was new to the idea, they would understand it clearly. So it was a very good presentation. Also, the
Thank you.
design was very good.
Thank you.
So yeah, I think now I can have a look at the demonstration
Okay.
of the
Yeah.
project. Yeah.
Okay. So this is the commodity price analyzer. So it starts off by saying welcome to the commodity price analyzer, and it asks you to input the commodity, your desired outlook, and get an analysis. So for example, in the commodity name, we can enter gold, like we discussed, and then the reason could be investment, and I want to see maybe like like a medium term investment. So then I'd click run analysis, and this will show you that it's analyzing the market data.
While you get the output,
Mhm.
what was the biggest challenge that you faced while developing the project?
I think the biggest challenge for me is that like coding is so new to me. Like even though I've done a little bit in school with Python, but the whole like I've done only block coding. So like writing the code and then running into trouble with like the calling the API keys or the Python not being able to work and like just understanding how to like create a perfect prompt that could like provide the information. Like obviously I took help from AI to help me with my prompt, but there's also things I had to go in and tweak myself so that I can get the comprehensive report that I want to be able to give to my users. So mainly just the new platform and like learning everything from like the coding to like having it all show up like a proper pattern was one of the biggest challenges.
Okay. And if I had to ask you, apart from the coding part, apart from the academical part, did you face any challenges regarding the entire journey?
I think no. I think you made it pretty easy for me. Like explanation wise, it was very straight up. Like I understood everything pretty much really well, and like it like stuck to me. So like even like if I had to go back and create something new, I would still be able to do that.
Okay, I'm really glad to hear that. And yeah, you also put a lot of efforts in that,